not all have equal opportunity, but we all have the opportunity to be better than we currently are. We all have.
And hi, would love
Hey
to
everyone.
hear about you again, and what your role is as the CEO of Social Entrepreneurs Island.
Great. Well, look, thanks for having me. And after a quick chat with Ireti there, I feel like practicing medicine already. So very inspiring what she's doing. So yeah, my name's Darren. I'm the CEO of Social Entrepreneurs Ireland. And so we find people who have new ideas for solving social problems. So people who spot a problem in their society or their community, who want to make it better, want to solve that problem. So we identify those people and help them get started, help them kind of, every step of their journey from having an idea all the way through to building an organization or a social enterprise or a charity that can really, really tackle that problem at scale. So we work with the leaders, we provide them with funding, with training, with mentorship, whatever they need to get their idea up and running and to make it work. So really interested in the conversation today. Obviously, as an organization, we're really focused on identifying people who have a really deep awareness of the problem. And that's often people who are close to the problem, who experience the problem themselves, and who are passionate and so connected to the problem that they want to solve it. So it's really important for us as an organization to identify people from every really diverse backgrounds and from all across the country, because that's where the problems are being seen. So I would say that we probably haven't done enough in that in the last 15 years, and we're really committed to in the next few years to make sure that the ladder of social entrepreneurship goes right the way down to the floor, and that everyone has a chance to get on that ladder in the first place. So in the next 6 months, we're going to be announcing a range of programs specifically targeted at more diverse and underrepresented groups, to make it easier, where maybe people don't have the existing networks or the confidence or the connections to get started. So we want to make sure that solving problems is not limited to any particular group in society, but actually, if you want to solve a problem, you should get the support you need to do that. So we're really committed to doing that. And look, as I said, we can do a lot better, and we have a lot to learn, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the rest of the panelists today.
Thank you very much, and that's really inspiring, and I really hope that we have more organizations like yours in Ireland and across the world. So I think everyone here, if you're going to speak, just know that Darren is not just here to speak, but he's here looking for more opportunities. Right. Darren, you'll be the next one. And the question is just around your social entrepreneurs company that you have. And, do you have any current or future initiatives that will be of benefit to the minority communities in Ireland? I know you've touched a bit on that when you spoke earlier, just to say, you have a few things coming on the line. Maybe you can just broach a little bit more on what exactly do you have in the pipeline?
Yes, certainly. And it might be just useful to give a sense of what we currently do. So, and how we might broaden that out in future. So for anyone who's listening or who's on the call who has an idea for solving a social problem, or kind of wants to try something out, or indeed who's already started, Social Entrepreneurs Ireland might be a good place for them to look. So each year we put out a big call to people all across the country, asking them if, for their ideas to solve problems in our society. And we really work with people all the way from the moment they have the idea all the way through to when they're impacting the problem at scale. And there's a number of different programs along the way. So we call that step, leap, and soar. So kind of in the very first instance, we need to help people to take the first steps on what they're going to do. So to really identify the problem, to really help get the right solution in place, to think about how they're going to trial this and pilot their idea. That's step. The next piece then is leap. So once people have already piloted and shown what they're doing is working, we try to help them build organizations and projects that actually have the structures in place that can deliver this project and to build it and to grow it over time. And then finally, the last step is soar. So once there's an idea and an organization that has really proven that their model is really effective, how do we make sure that that doesn't just impact a community in Waterford or in Cork, but can actually impact people across the entire country and really take off as an organization? So an example of something like that would be men's sheds, which maybe some of the guests and participants today might have heard of. But this was a great idea 10 years ago, when men were becoming very isolated in their communities, and men's sheds was formed to kind of bring them together and connect men around meaningful activities like doing up an old car or making a bench for the local park or whatever it was. But through those activities, men would talk and connect with their community again. So really powerful impact. So this started with a couple of sheds in one part of the country, and today there are 470 sheds across the entire island of Ireland, with over 10,000 men attending these sheds every week. So that's kind of the trajectory, that's kind of the journey that social entrepreneurs can go on, from having an idea to impacting something at scale. But it's a really, really tricky journey. It's a really lonely journey. It's very unclear and it's very risky. And that's for everybody, you know, that is for anybody who's, no matter what, you know, other advantages you have in life, it's a very difficult journey. But for somebody who doesn't have maybe as many advantages, who doesn't have the network, who doesn't have the connections or the initial resources, or maybe even the confidence to put their idea forward, that can be an impossible journey. And so we're probably missing out on many, many great solutions from people all over the country who would be incredible social entrepreneurs if they're just given that first chance. And so the reason I was so delighted to speak today is because obviously we want to speak to as wide a community as possible about Social Entrepreneurs Ireland. So if there's anyone here listening, I'd encourage them to check out our website and follow us. We're trying to do as much as we can right now to be proactive in this space. And so in the next few months, obviously COVID-19 has slowed down some of our activities, but we're not going to let it stop us. So we'll be launching a Spark program. So this is kind of at the very, very beginning of that journey. Around the first step is, how do we spark kind of activity and awareness about social entrepreneurship in communities and right across the country. And so, you know, the plans for that are developing and really depend on us finding some great partners and funders and financial support in order to do it. But if we're able to get that backing, we've got an incredible opportunity to really support a lot of underrepresented communities and social entrepreneurs within those communities to get started and to become the next men's sheds, to become the next food cloud, to become the next organizations that start as a small idea, but then become something really powerful in Irish society. And you know, we've already seen this year, we have a number of people, for example, who've, you know, members of the traveling community, or people who are in direct provision in recent years, or people from underrepresented socioeconomic backgrounds as well. So we've done a lot to kind of reach those groups and kind of to make ourselves as accessible as possible. But I think we're only just getting started, and seeing the role models from within those communities can only be a powerful thing to inspire others to take those first steps as well. So look, we think the next few years are going to be really bright for people from all backgrounds. To what better way to impact the world than starting up a social enterprise and making the world around you a little bit better for your community and for the society as a whole. So now we're really excited about what's coming down the line. It's amazing. During the pandemic, we were worried that maybe people would kind of not be putting their ideas forward. But actually 2 months ago, at the height of the pandemic, we received the most ever applications to our programs. So there was more social entrepreneurs than ever before. People are just incredible at the height of really challenging times. People want to help others, right? Like, that's how incredible the people of this country are. And so that's hugely inspiring for us. And it just makes me want to do even more to support them, because they're the heroes who are doing all the hard work, but we can join them on their journey. We can help them along the way. And so we're looking forward to doing that more and more as the years go by, and yeah, really excited about that.
Thank you very much. It sounds really exciting. I think for everyone listening, you know, if you're interested, a social entrepreneur from a minority background, Darren is still ready to help and support anyone from, regardless of the background you are from.
There's just one question, and it's for Darren. It says, just wondering, how many migrants or ethnic minorities have you been able to support so far?
Yeah, so I don't actually have the exact number. I'd say it's somewhere between 10 to 15, but that's out of 300 people we've supported in the last 15 years. So while there's some pieces of that we're really proud of, and some really powerful people who've come through our programs, we just don't think that's good enough. So we don't think that's enough. We don't think we're doing enough to make our programs accessible and to reach out to communities that might not understand that Social Entrepreneurs Ireland exists, or might not know about us, or see their home there. So we have incredible role models though now of people from very diverse backgrounds who have come through our programs. So we want our intention now in the next few months is to actually work with them, work with graduates of our program, to be the spokespeople for their experience working with us, and to use their networks and the connections that they have and their experience to shape how we recruit more people. So, some steps that are obvious are around reaching out to different communities and kind of making increasing the awareness. But also, if we look at our selection panels, of our judging panels, they're not very diverse. So another step we can take in the next few months is to recruit more diverse judging panels and more diverse reviewers and application reviewers. So all of these things, there's probably 30 different things we need to do as an organization to improve. But we've had some incredible experiences and really powerful, as I said, case studies and role models of people from very diverse backgrounds who've come through our programs. We just think we can do a lot more and do it a lot better.